furthermore, we'll go now to the drafting phase.
Oh man, this is so crucial for Resurgence at this point. They need to win these next 2 games if they want to keep the dream alive for hashtag Road to AWC. Let's go ahead and check out these bans.
That's right.
I'm guessing that probably Murad is gonna get, taken out of the table, especially that they have a first pick. Although I'm not sure if Murad is first pick worthy. There's a lot of, more important picks on the table. Senial is something being taken out because that's both of the squad's comfort composition.
That's right, and again, we are not going to be seeing any Superman at this point in time. It looks like they are not that quite confident to actually face a Superman, just like if, of course, they're going to see the games earlier before, so not so much. We'll see what kind of respond of a ban would Clutch Kill give.
Still waiting for that last ban coming in from Clutch. Yeah, looks like it will be the kill drop, no surprises right there. Another hero that has pretty much been on the ban list for the most part. And we've only seen once not used to much efficiency, take note.
Yeah, I mean, one common ban would be the Malok ban. I think this happened during the previous phase of the game. We've seen a couple of Murad and Joker bans as well. So they do...
Wow. That's a different kind of banning phase for me because despite what I just said earlier of the Arduin having a level cap, it's now actually being banned. And the CG's response to it is the first pick is the Zephys, alongside RSG goes for the Lulu and the Ryoma.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong picks on the table now because of that Arduin pick. I mean, both of these teams utilize Arduin quite well, quite effectively, but that's going to be a Malok and Alice. Alice has been performing so well in the tournament as well. So I'm really looking forward because Malok and Alice there's a lot of flexibility on which heroes you want to put in the table. But Murad, that's going to be Zace with that Murad pick this time around.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage if that Murad does go through. And yes, indeed, Ryoma and a Murad in one. I'm wondering, actually makes me wonder how RSG is going to wrap this up because both a lot of damage. I mean, as far as who could actually sustain what comes off from Clutch Kill in exchange, is probably going to be the Thane. So I think this last pick is going to be very crucial for the Malaysian squad here.
Probably maybe Preda again, as it's been, a very effective pick. Maybe a L'Oreal, maybe something Kali again, which we have tapped into on how it may not supplement and complement the Murad well, but hovering over to the Chognar, okay, that's a different story.
And if you guys know this is like the time where we actually see a Chognar play. Oh, right now. That's right. And we see another Joker. It looks like that Resurgence doesn't want Clutch Kill to get the hands of a Murad right now. So they probably want to take that up. But I'm also wondering if the Ryoma Murad tandem would actually go further right now.
Chognar I'm actually liking overall for Resurgence, but man, oh man, I know we want to talk about this, but we'll be heading into the game in just a bit, so I'll have to hold you off a bit, ladies. No worries, we'll have time for discussion a little bit later on. Marco and Vulcan, I'm going to hand it to you guys. Take it away.
Ooh, so now going into the second game of our match 3. So once again, my name is Vulcan. With me is Marco. So your shoutcasters entering the potential last game in our first 3 matches before we move on to the finals. If Resurgence gets this to 2-1, I can assure you that's going to make it a bit interesting. But note that for Clutch Kill, having 1 point ahead of Resurgence, they're in control in this game too.
Yeah, if Clutch Kill pulls through with a win right now, they've basically guaranteed themselves a slot in the finals and maybe, perhaps, just maybe, a slot in AWC and possibly become the winner of that huge prize pool.
So you get to see, guys, the bearing in this match 3 because as for CG, it's their slot going into the grand finals. But for Resurgence, this is a slot for them to make the standings very interesting because as we said before in the start of the grand finals here, is that when you get a sweep 2-0, you get 3 points, right? But if you get 2-1, you cannot get the total maximum 3 points, but you have to share that 1 point to your enemy. So if I can recall the standings, Marco, I'm pretty much hoping that Resurgence can bounce back here because I want to see a grand finals go off in a very interesting way.
I mean, an interesting grand finals will be very interesting, that's for sure. But I'm more interested in the current game that we're going to have right now. I feel like these 2 teams have picked very unique teams, let's just say. It seems that we have a Joker pick on one side as well as a you know, a Chognar pick on the other side. So it's really going to matter on their linchpin, high damage characters. You know, who is able to deliver on time, who is able to get those early kills so that they can snowball into a victory. And can Chognar be successful? Yesterday, during the qualifiers, Chognar did not actually perform very well, as most of the time, every time Chognar attempted his ultimate, he was either halfway across the map or way too late.
So I guess for the challengers and the visitors watching right now, so huge shout out to the people at YouTube or Facebook. Not to mention the crowd here at Mall of Asia. Great to have you guys here. So if you do get tired, I mean, you can always come downstairs, sit down, but also check out the booths here, especially the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people lining up for some giveaways here.
Yeah, there's a lot of giveaways, you know, free stuff, free heroes, free skins. Who knows? Maybe you'll get something cool as a freebie in our freebie booth as well. It seems that we're going to be getting into the game pretty soon at some point, but I'm more interested in what you think. Do you think Clutch Guild will win? Do you think Resurgence will win?
For me, wants Clutch Guild to win, but for me, I like to see us best of 3 series go to its 3rd game. I like to see a best of 7 go 7 games. So if ever Resurgence goes a 2-1 here, I can guarantee to everyone here watching that you are in a treat for this Grand Finals. But for Clutch Guild, seeing that dominating performance, you can expect that. Maybe this will be a fast game, but only time will tell, because I think for Resurgence picks are quite interesting. As you said, Marco, how was it the picks here? Because we saw the Ryoma being picked on the red side too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think these picks are going to be the key defining factors for this game. You know, it determines both of these teams' play styles. On the one side, we have a Joker-focused team. That means that they have to farm, get to the late game, protect that Joker. On the other hand, they have a Murad-related team, so that means they have to get that early game advantage. Damage thresholds are, again, very important, and they're even banking on this strategy even more by having Chognar on their team, so that Chognar can prevent Murad from getting CC'd and deleted. Because Murad's big weakness here is his susceptibility, because the time between he does his first ability and the time he does his Temporal Turbulence makes him quite vulnerable, because he has to dash into the middle of the enemy team before becoming invulnerable. That split second before Temporal Turbulence is where Murad is most vulnerable, and Chognar can effectively remove that weakness.
Due to the Chaos Protection from the ultimate, not to mention Chognar is very hard to disable, so we're seeing a lot of plan A and plan B. So again, like what you saw in game 1, where the Murad got the first blood and started everything off, now snowballing and get the first Abyssal Dragon. Can we expect the same thing in game 2? We can only expect that the players will execute or make some adjustments coming from game 1. So, Clutch Guild, they're so close to making it to the Grand Finals here, live in Mall of Asia. So Marco, how do you feel about Resurgence entering this matchup?
I think Resurgence has to play a little bit more defensively. You know, even if they're the team with the Murad, right, they have to be very careful about what might happen right here. Because CG is a very aggressive team. You have to understand that. And if CG does get that advantage, you're going to snowball it into a win. So you have to be very careful about how you do anything and how you pick your fights. By the way, as my prediction, I predict that CG is probably going to do like a 4-man invaded like level 1.
We all know it's not an AoE game without any invasion, so it's not even I wouldn't call it my opinion. That's just my opinion. Okay. I don't think it's an AoE game without any invades. So when you see a game without invades, you know that the teams are on their edge.
Yeah, they're on the edge. You know, they're trying to play defensively. Again, I like to call this a holding pattern. They're just keeping their positions, waiting. It's kind of like a game of mind games, right? If you're in war, you're waiting for your opponent to make that mistake. You want them to be out of position, to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then you capitalize on that mistake and hopefully snowball that into a victory. But both of these teams are at the top of their game. It seems that they've both warmed up, and it seems that they're both here to take that W all the way to a WC. So I hope that both of these teams execute well and have their strategies in mind, because you know what? There's no space for mediocrity in AWC.
And when it comes to choosing who will represent the Valiant server at Los Angeles, you know that this is a great test, because best of 3's top 2 will move on to the finals for a best of 7. That's something I think will make the players really test their stamina, endurance, and not to mention their willpower, because from season 1, a short week of what happened was, in a way, we did go all the way to a 7th game in Season 1. I mean, it was dragged on, it was tiring for the players, but now, Season 2, will we see the same thing?
I mean, it really depends on which two teams end up in the finals, right? If we have a really aggressive team like CG make it into the finals, we might see like a clean sweep, or we might see something really fast happen. Maybe like a 4-2, maybe.
4-2.
Maybe a 4-1, who knows? But at the end of the day, it really depends on which teams end up being there. And with this game of 7, you have to understand, Vulcan, is that in a game of 7, we have this very interesting thing wherein the teams are able to dance around each other. Oh, by the way, here's our scoreboard.
So scores right now, you can see, this is what I was talking about when if Resurgence gets to a 2-1, you can see the total points on the complete right side, 3-3-1. So let's say Resurgence wins the 2-1, it'll be 3-3-3. So, that itself is something that I think you guys should look forward to, or maybe CG will deny.
Yeah, maybe CG will deny, maybe Resurgence wins. Who knows? At the end of the day, anything's up in the air in AOV. It's a game wherein... No, it's true, right? I'm not saying that like it's all up to luck, right? But
Yeah.
one mistake can cost you the entire game, especially with a map this size and with characters this powerful near like 10 to 15 minutes. Like 4 or 3 heroes can easily just ram their way into your core. So you gotta be careful at every point in the game. But it seems that both of these teams have their heads on their shoulders. We're gonna see if they're gonna be able to execute on that strategy. And I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna make big mistakes, or else they're gonna forfeit their slot in the finals.
I think that's something that the teams won't want, but sorry for everyone watching right now. We are experiencing some technical difficulties on our part, so we do apologize for that. So this is again me, Vulcan and Marcos. So thank you so much for still tuning in. I mean, we are still not yet loaded up to the Antares Battlefield just yet, but know that we're doing our best to fix it up for you guys alone, just to witness how match 3 will turn out.
Yeah, you know, if you guys are still hanging up there on the 2nd floor, please don't be afraid to come down here. Go to our booths, get some freebies, or if you're watching us from home on YouTube or on Facebook, say hi to us in the comment section down below. Who do you want to win, Resurgence or Clutch Guild? Tell us why.
And I think when it comes to join the crowd here, Marco, you're doing a really good job. I mean, you're very inviting, but at the same time, I feel a bit, I guess I should go down because this guy is really enticing.
I see. Enticing? I mean, you're pretty enticing yourself.
Okay, how so?
Yeah, I mean, you're a very charismatic guy, you know. You're a great shoutcaster, too.
Oh, thank you for that, Marco. But yeah, so thank you for that. So, I mean, Marco, in your part, you and I, this is our first time shoutcasting together, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're practically best friends at this point, but we're seeing, hey, look at that. RSG is doing a 3-man invade, while on the other side, Clutch Guild is doing a 2 or 3-man invade as well. You know what? At the end of the day, there you go. Invades. It's AOV.
I mean, you said it was going to be a 4-man invade, but it's only 3, so it's still something. 3 out of 4 luck. It's something I think you should take into account too. But now, guys, okay, formally introducing this game. Game 2 of our 3rd match. Clutch Guild on the blue side versus Resurgence starting right now. So off the bat, we did see invasion happening onto Resurgence side. Now you know that they've kind of woken up here, trying to go for some cheeky invades, but for CG, just blocking them off.
Yeah, the entirety of RSG side is actually relatively tanky compared to some of the other comps we've seen. And LYL might just die here and pay for it dearly.
Oh, not just yet. He's chipping down the Chop. No, and next would be the Thane, but looks like LYL on the Joker will survive for now. They're hiding in the brush, hide and seek, 3v2. But know that the Joker is still not yet that grown up just yet. You're gonna wait for the late game to happen.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for level 4. You know, once we reach that level 4 and we hit those power spikes, it seems like one of these two teams will be able to capitalize on their new ultimates and absolutely wreck Shot.
Oh, LYL getting chased by 3 members and the first blood.
Oh no, he's giving up first blood. This is bad.
2-man knockup is there. Great engage coming from the surface. Now pinning them against the wall here. Then forced to get the meat shield. Great damage by the man. 4 members. Now disengaged from the fight. Lubu going in. 3-man knocking right there. Now he's backing up. That was a disengage coming from Resurgence.
You know, it's a 1-for-1 trade if you look at it that way, but Joker was not able to participate in that final kill, so he's not going to get any of that gold. Joker needs that gold if he wants to scale into the late game.
And that gold has been taken away because looks like for CG takes away the first Abyssal Dragon. Resurgence trading it off with the Spirit Sentinel. Let's have a short recap, Mario, because I think I know what Resurgence is doing. They're doing a good job not letting the Joker scale up. Now, when it comes to this point, level 5 to level 4, that's a lot of chip damage to yourself.
Yeah, and one thing to realize about that team fight is that CG was actually at a significant disadvantage because they didn't have one of their key tools, which was Malok's ultimate. Since Malok was only level 3 at the start of that team fight. So now that Malok is also level 2 teams now have really interesting team fight potential. Will the Chognar be able to use his ultimate to protect his team, or will Malok be able to stun Chognar before he gets his ult out?
A great way to counter the Alice, but it's all about timing at this point, or maybe bait out the ultimate coming from the Chognar. So now we're seeing a 3-member gang onto the top lane side. I wonder if this Lubo will survive. He's a bit unstunned, but looks like the 6-1-1 taking a bit too much hit from the tower. Now they're backing away. Ben caught off. You gotta back out there. The Malok is chipping down here slowly, and the turbulence for the killing blow. LOL is here. Can he go for the cleanup? Ooh, great damage from the Joker.
Yeah, it seems that, you know, Zace is doing that typical Murad gameplay. Get in there, get some early game kills, meet that damage threshold, become a threat into the late game. Let's just hope that Black and the Malok are able to capitalize on their ultimates to prevent Murad from doing that turbulence at the right time. Even a small delay of half a second is crucial.
Oh wow, slick moves there from the episode. Does get over the wall, does not get picked up by the members of Resurgence. Now I think we're having a moment where Clutch Gill on LYL, letting him farm out, letting him scale. So Resurgence, they have to do something here.
Yeah, you know, LYL was actually running a lot of mages in the earlier games, but now we're seeing that LYL's running this Joker, and he basically plays like a mage marksman. So we're gonna have to see whether or not it's gonna be effective, or whether or not LYL should have stuck to his Preta and L'Oreal picks.
Okay, so now we're seeing some movement across the Abyssal Dragon area. The Abyssal Dragon, the second one has spawned here. Malok does get some damage to it. They push him against the wall. That's the ultimate being slowing him down and forcing his ultimate as an escape.
This is going to open a lot of space for RSG because that means that CG no longer has Malok's ultimate to engage. This means that RSG is very much free to take the Abyssal Dragon, and they indeed do. However, they're probably going to rotate top and try to take this tower, or at least kill Love.
Okay, Love. Now he's seeing 4 members being shown across the map here. Thane and the Jugnar joining him here. The Dark Slayer lane. Looks like they're just counting each other out. What will they do here? Because Iris are now going in for the mid lane. But meanwhile, the bot lane, Ben getting towered off again here by 2 members. Looks like they're going for the dive. They're focusing on the tower, forcing Ben outside of that lane. But meanwhile, the mid lane looks like a lot of damage being dealt to this lane. The Chognar is there for the protection. Looks like no kills happening, but we're seeing towers being taken out by Resurgence.
Ben's not able to work very well given this current state of the game. You know, it seems like he keeps getting flanked. He seems like he's not in the right mindset. He should be sticking to his team so that he can support them with his ultimate, as they're losing a lot of the clashes, and he's potentially getting picked almost every single second that we see the bottom lane. So hopefully Ben stops split pushing too much and tries to be more of a team player.
Okay, Black just gets scouted out there. It was stunned by the Thane. The Jugnar is also there. So I think it's worth noting that Black's Alice is something of a huge obstacle for Resurgence, because they did pick up the Jugnar to cleanse from the stun. So right now, I want to see some action where CG can try and do something riskier, but Resurgence doing everything by the book here. Safe play. Look at the gold lead. They're having a small lead of 2,000, but now they're trying to make some room in the Dark Slayer lane. Okay, Love. Chaos Protection is there. Alex is in the scene. Shield and the stun is just in time. 2v2. But looks like he's going back in. Zephyr's kind of low here. Now we're seeing 4 members. Can they go for the dive with the Murad? Alright. Looks like for CG will back off.
Yeah, they don't have enough range to be able to siege that tower correctly. It seems that most of their strategy revolves around getting those picks and getting those team fights. Again, that's a typical Murad composition. What we have to understand here is that they lost that team fight severely, mostly because they didn't have somebody to AoE CC everyone. Even if Black's Alice was able to use that hissy fit in order to silence everyone after the Chognar ultimate, without any follow-up, it's not that useful.
You know, I think for CG, having the Alice said, the RA is something of a start that Resurgence has to look out for. Because if this Alice goes for the stun, he has to follow it up with a view. So it's all about CC control here for this game. Resurgence knows this. That's why they're splitting them up, going for push instead. Okay, the Thane being picked up here. Chunker trying to go in for the help. Did not go in, but looks like the Murad will survive. But in the end, at the cost of Thane's life.
Yeah, and guess who got that kill?
That's going to be another snowball, I guess, Marco. It's going to be a snowball game.
Yeah, it's going to be a snowball game. Again, LYL has to make use of this positioning and this range in order to siege those towers and pick off enemy teams and pick off enemy members slowly. Even if Joker kind of plays like a mage, he has to be very careful. He's quite squishy, and the enemy team has a few CCs up their sleeves.
But at least the LYL does have the flicker. But yeah, in the end, he has to be careful for the Murad, which can, without a doubt, just pierce the back lines and just get away without any damage if he does do it correctly. But knowing that there's a Malak, there is a steal happening here. Three members just in the zone. Looks like CG forced to just respond to it. They don't want to give Resurgence everything, but look at that. A reset to the camp there. Look, will take him some time.
It seems that Iron is the most fed one of their team.
Oh! This is good. Alice is gone. They can go for something risky because they're not afraid of the stun and the shield from the Alice. Resurging, feeling the confidence here, making their approach towards the Dark Slayer. A risky start for Resurgence.
This is a very good strategy, right? The opponent team is now kind of split apart. They don't have their support, so there's a lot of room for them to take that Dark Slayer.
Okay, Mirachi will be the one picked up here. But is it something of a worthy trade, Margo? Because at cost of one, I think a Dark Slayer buff is something that Resurgence will be very happy with.
Yeah, I mean, we now hear the epic music. It seems that Resurgence now has the advantage. They're pressuring CG right now, and this is not good. Again, we keep talking about how CG is the aggressive team. Usually, they're the ones pressuring the enemy team, but it seems that Resurgence has played their defensive capabilities really well and were able to hold out until they got to the point of the game where their Murad has enough damage and has met that damage threshold.
Same thing for LYL's Joker, because this game is going to be a bit of a late game here. It's going to be extended for sure because the way that CG is playing, they're respecting the Dark Slayer, but they're not even going for the contest right now. We're seeing the Abyssal Dragon. It looks like Resurgence will take away their third Abyssal Dragon.
It seems that there's going to be an engage somewhere here in the bottom lane.
Shankar leading himself in. Two members just exiting the buff area while they're just focusing on the tower. Look at the Murad instantly plays away, forcing out the ultimate from the Murad. Rio has been used as a disengage. Clutch kill will not start a fight just yet. Resurgence still pushing in the mid and the top.
Resurgence can't afford to fight right now. Their Murad is far away. So they're just going to have to essentially pressure every lane and make sure things are constantly pushed. Remember, Zaze is their main damage source and they have to protect him.
That was a close call from Thane. If he managed to shove at least one target, it could be a potential pickoff. Resurgence, risky. That was a risky turbulence, but he did have the safety there. In the mid lane, the Ari did use the view. Okay, things are tensing up here. They're pressuring. They're just pressuring Clutch Kill, forcing all the lanes to be shoved in. Their Resurgence. Can they go for the win here? Malak forced to use the ultimate for the engage. The towers are crumbling one by one. CG split apart.
That was okay. This doesn't keep my
Pick up happening here. Guachi trying to back away. Trapez gets the kill. Takes down the room, and now looking at the Murad onto LYL. Joker is still alive. Alice with the hit. There's the slow. They're trying to back away from the blue side. That's the shotgun. Cleansing away. He's gonna live. He backs away. And looks like the Thane will survive. Calls in. The Murad. A cleanup will happen here. The Malak goes in for the hell. They're chasing everyone. Resurgence are now backing away. Trying to pick up Black. They are going for the ass. The Malak trying to go for the Mike Golden. The Murad again with the turbulence. Here it comes. Can Resurgence take down the Malak? Can he take down the Alice? Looks like Resurgence. They will do everything.
Oh my gosh. That was one of the most extended team fights I've seen, and Jace has executed so well with his Murad.
And the thing going in for the pin there, but I can hear the crowd here a bit sad. Looks like a bit of a greed there by Resurgent, but CG, I think this game too is something that Resurgence really wants. They went for the pressure for the towers. It worked for now.
It seems that the teams have to get more coordinated, especially on CG's side. They have to stick together in order to use those high-impact ultimates from Alice and Malok to be able to protect their squishy Joker. Here's the thing, though. One thing we forgot to mention was that Joker's second ability provides him immunity to physical damage, which means that he gets immunity from temporal turbulence. So this might make it very hard for Zace to actually assassinate a well-timed Joker's second skill. This means that Joker actually has a layer of protection against the Murad, and this might shift things a little bit, which is why their teams have now concentrated on doing other things. Resurgent mainly doing those split pushes and side pushing in order to ensure that the lanes are shut.
If those two get picked up there, this could be a bad spot for Resurgent. Lexi getting away, gets picked up there, uses the gas protection, challenges out for the CC. While Thane is taking 4 member damage in, hits time to back away. Going in for the brush across it for the help. Malok with a 2-man knockup. That's going to be the start for CG. Can they go for more? XTD from the back line, forcing him to go over the wall. They're going hard. Ryu was used for the stun. Looks like Resurgence going in with the thing. Goes in with the shove. Looks like the Malok has been taken down. Resurgence will now force maybe a game 3, Marco, because for Resurgence, they took down 8 carries. I mean, we only see 2 members alive. What can he do here?
See, the thing about it is that Joker needed to be in that team fight. Sadly, he was not. As many team fights with marksmen go, if you don't have your marksman, you basically do nothing for the rest of the team fight. This might be a huge problem for CG because a lot of their playstyle revolves around LYL's Joker, and LYL's Joker hasn't been delivering this game.
Right now, Resurgence falling into the base. That timer is on the Alice, just 1 second. Alice has fallen right now. Can CG defend the base? The Luba takes some damage from the high ground tower. That's when the Murad going in hard. Goes out from the fight, out from the tower's range. There's the re-engage there. The members of CG spawning just right now. Looks like they live for another day. But it's only a matter of time. If they do make another mistake, Resurgence can possibly end this game.
LYL is going here, probably going to try to push these lanes. Again, you know, it might seem like, hey, great, CG was able to defend. But remember, RSG has control of the entire map. Oh, is he going to get this?
Chaos protection, great save. Okay, now we're seeing, can they go for another pickup here into the Mike Golden area? Watching step, same Joker going in, step for step. Malok's going to fight here. Now Resurgence, now trying to back away here. Looks from here, Turbulence, 4-member Turbulence, everyone. As Resurgence goes for LYL. He's removed from the fight. Joker's not here, but looks like Murachi is taking the army. Malok is gone. Mr. Low takes down the Malok. Looks like a 2v1, 1v1. Luis took his advance going over the wall. The Luba going in, and then this is the possible ace, I would say. I think this is the ace. The Luba getting a triple kill. Resurgence, have they done it?
They've probably done it. You know, they have around 20 seconds to be able to push into their lanes. They have a decent auto-attacker in the form of Lubu. They should be able to get into this core and just destroy it right now. The thing about it is that RSG is running a relatively tanky composition, and the poke from the Joker hasn't been enough to be able to deter them from any aggressive play. It seems that RSG has taken this game, and we might see.
Has respawned right now, devoting himself to the core. Can he do something here? Can he stop this end? He cannot. 1 second left on the Alice. Here comes the help. Can they do something? 3-man knockup. Stun shield. The delay. The delay won't happen as Resurgence will end this game.
Into a 1